Hello dear students, my name is Galya ויינר and I'm an English teacher at the Air Force Technological College in Beersheba. And today we're going to have a Module E pilot mini vocabulary lesson number 19 out of 40. And we're going to learn 10 words and practice them after. And also after this lesson, you're going to be able to practice them on Quizlet. So please go to Play Market and download QR code scanner, because you will need to scan the QR code and then go and practice these words on Quizlet. So let's take a look at 10 words that we're going to talk about today, and they are attempt, consider, easily, frequency, recall, pleasure, instant, naturally, slightly, and winner. So please take a look at these words and think of the words that you already know. Pay attention to them. And maybe there are some words that look familiar, but you're not sure what they are. Take a look at them. And do you think that you understand those words when you read them? Do you think that you can pronounce those words correctly? Do you think that you can spell them? Can you use those words in phrases or sentences? Can you think of synonyms or antonyms for these words? And maybe you have heard the words that sound alike and they would be a part of the same word family. So today we're going to talk about all of the following things, and by the end of this lesson you hopefully will be able to do all of these things if you can't. So the first word is to attempt. You may see the picture, take a look at the picture, and there is a target with arrows, and so someone attempted to hit the target several times, and in the end they sort of succeeded. And to attempt means when you try to do something. To attempt means basically to try. And there is another word from the same word family, and that's an attempt, and that's the action itself of trying. And the example for this word used in a sentence is: the group attempted to climb Mount Everest. It means that they tried to climb Mount Everest. They tried to do that, not necessarily succeeded, but maybe they did. Okay, so that's attempted, to attempt. The next word is to consider. Consider is a verb, and you may see this girl in the picture, and she's thinking about something, she's considering something. Okay, to consider means to think about carefully, to consider. There is a word that is connected to this one, and that's a consideration, and that's a noun. My sister is considering moving to the city. When my sister is considering moving to the city, it means that she's thinking about moving to the city. She's thinking about advantages and disadvantages of this action, and that's considering, to consider. The next word is easily. And you may see this picture, and that basically means this. Easily, when I do something without any effort, without any difficulty, it means that I do it easily. And you may see that this word is an adverb. Adverb, it means that this word describes a verb. Okay, I do something easily. Okay, I read easily, I run easily. Okay, I drive easily without any difficulty. The word that describes a verb. So the words that are related are easiness, and that's a noun. Easiness may be a feeling, okay, and easy, and that's an adjective. And this word describes a noun. She easily won the competition. Okay, easily in this case describes the word won. She won without any difficulty, easily. The next word is frequency. And looking at the picture, you may understand or have an idea, think of an idea what this word means. So this is frequency. Frequency means the fact or state of happening often. Maybe not necessarily often, but in some pace. So that would mean frequency. For example, when I do something once a week, let's say I go swimming once a week. So the frequency of me going swimming is once a week. Okay, so that's a frequency. The words that are related are frequent, and that's an adjective, and frequently. The sentence, for example, is the increasing frequency of car accidents is very worrying. So the increasing frequency, the meaning of this chunk is that maybe once it happened once a month, let's say. Now it's happening once a week, or once a day, or a couple of times a day. The frequency, the times of car accidents happening rises. Okay, so that's a frequency, and increasing frequency specifically. The next word is naturally, and again, it's an adverb. The word naturally describes some action, some verb. So this is naturally. It means by natural character or ability. The words that are related are nature and natural. Naturally, he was worried when his kids came home very late. Okay, naturally, something that he doesn't have control of, and it just happens by its nature, naturally. The next word is instant, and you may see instant ramen on the picture. When it's instant, it means that it happens really fast and without any noticeable lapse in time. So that's instant, fast. The word that is related is instantly. The show was an instant success. Okay, so in this sentence, it means that there was a show and it became successful very, very fast, and that means instant success. The next word is pleasure, and at the picture you may see this lady enjoying her meal, and she has a genuine pleasure eating, experiences genuine pleasure. And pleasure means a source of great satisfaction. She's very satisfied, and that is pleasure. Pleasure is a feeling. The words that are related are pleasant and pleasurable. The new car is a real pleasure to drive. So while I'm driving a new car, I'm experiencing this very nice feeling, and this feeling is a pleasure. The next word is to recall, and you may see this lady being like, oh, so she recalls something, okay? Maybe she forgot something, and now she recalls that. Oh, so that is to recall. To recall means to bring back to mind. The word that is related is a recollection. Recollection basically means some memory, and that is a recollection. I don't recall where we first met. So this sentence means that maybe I've known someone for so long that I can't even remember where we first met. I can't recall that. And that is to recall. The next word is slightly. Slightly is an adverb, and it also describes a verb, and this is slightly, in a very small quality or degree. Okay, that is slightly. And the related word is slight, and slight is an adjective, and it describes a noun. I want to paint the walls a slightly different color. So let's say I have white walls, and I don't want them to be, when I want to paint them slightly, I'm not going to paint them red color, okay? It will be maybe another tone of white, okay? And that is a slight change, okay? Not very drastic. So that is slightly. The next one is a winner. Okay, so these people at the picture look very happy. So maybe they won something, and both of them are winners. And a winner is a person or thing that is successful and that reached something, maybe won something. The related words are to win and winning. The winner of the race received a medal. So the winner is getting some sort of a award. On this slide, you may see 10 words that we just went over. So please take a look at them and their translations to your language. The words are to attempt, to consider, easily, frequency, instant, naturally, pleasure, recall, slightly, and winner. Take a look at these words. You may also pause this video and go over these words. Okay, so now we're going to practice these words. And in the first exercise, you need to match the word to definition. And on the left, you've got the words. On the right, you've got definition. You may also pause this video in order to complete this exercise and then just check the answers. In your big word examination or test, don't go by the order, go by the words that you already know, do the easiest thing for you, and then move forward to whatever is more challenging. And yeah, don't get stuck on things that you don't know. Please pay attention to things that you already know. Also, of course, if you have no idea, then try to eliminate things that look less logical. So let's take a look at the words and definitions. So there are attempt, consider, easily, frequency, and instantly. And on the right, the definitions are the fact or state of happening often, to think about carefully, when you try to do something, without difficulty, done without noticeable lapse in time. So let's take a look and think of what definitions are the most suitable to the words. So the first word is attempt, and to attempt, of course, means when you try to do something. To consider means to think about something carefully, to think about advantages and disadvantages, to consider. Easily means without difficulty. Frequency, if you guys remember, we talked about once a week, once a month. Frequency is the fact or state of happening often or at some pace. And instantly, done without noticeable lapse in time. Hopefully you succeeded in this one. Let's go to move forward to the next batch of words. And they are naturally, pleasure, recall, slightly, and winner. And definitions are a person or thing that is successful in a very small quantity or degree, a source of great satisfaction, to bring back to mind by natural character or ability. So let's take a look at the words and definitions. You may put this video on pause and do this exercise by yourself and then check. So naturally, of course, means by natural character or ability. Pleasure, of course, means a source of great satisfaction. To recall something means to bring back to mind. Slightly means in a very small quantity or degree. And winner means a person or thing that is successful. Okay. Sometimes in the grid examination or in your tests, you may find that you may know all the words on the left, but you don't know the definitions. So look at the things that have the same meaning. Look at the words in a sentence of definition, right? In a phrase of definition, the words that have the same meaning with the words from the left. And maybe that way you could find the correct answer as well. So let's move on to the next exercise. And in this exercise, you need to match between synonyms, between words and their synonyms. Again, here you may know all the words, let's say from the left, and don't know some words from the right. So just eliminate the words that first do what you know, and then pay attention to things that are a little bit more challenging. So so let's take a look at the words. Attempt, consider, easily, frequency, and instant. And synonyms. Synonyms are the words that are alike, that have the same meaning, similar meaning, without any challenge, commonness, to weigh, to try, and immediate. So to attempt something means to try. To consider means to weigh, okay? To weigh. Here, the meaning of the word weigh means not weighing something physically, weighing something in your mind easily without any challenge. Frequency, commonness, and instant, immediate. Okay, I wouldn't say that synonyms are always have the similar meaning 100%, but they remind the same meaning sometimes. So the next batch of words is naturally, pleasure, recall, slightly, and winner. And synonyms are success, joy, recapture, minimally, and inherently. Okay, so let's take a look at these words and think which ones suit the best. So naturally means inherently, okay, something that is deep inside of us, something that we can't control, okay, that is natural, it's something inherent, something inside, I'd say, right, the feeling. Pleasure means joy. Another word for pleasure is joy. To recall something means to recapture. Slightly, minimally, right? We spoke about the color of walls, minimally, minimal change, slight change. And a winner means success, okay? All right, so hopefully this one was efficient and you liked this practice. Now you may open your phones and QR code scanner and scan this code and go over. It will take you to Quizlet, and you may practice the words that we talked about today. There you're going to have the words and their definitions. So you can do this after this lesson immediately. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and hopefully now you can understand the words when you read them, can understand the whole, all of the words that we talked about today. You can pronounce them with the correct intonation and stress. You can spell those words. You can also use them in phrases, right? We spoke about different examples and phrases that use those words, that those words are used in which phrases and sentences. Use the words correctly and give or think of synonyms or maybe antonyms for these words. And you also can understand phrases and expressions that use these words better. Thank you very much for participating and joining me in this lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Hello, dear students. Welcome back. My name is Galya Vieinel, and now we're going to have another mini vocabulary lesson, and it's number 20 for Module E Pilot. And in this block, we're going to learn another 10 words and practice them. And let's take a look at these words. The words are attempt, consist, frequently, instantly, edge, nearly, policy, recommend, solution, and youth. So take a look at these words. Think of the words that you already know. Maybe there are some words that you don't know, but they remind you other words that you know. Maybe they have the same root or they come from the same word family. And think if you can understand those words when I read them. If you can pronounce those words correctly, even if you know them. Can you spell the words correctly? Can you expand phrases, make phrases out of these words, phrases and sentences? Can you think of synonyms or antonyms of these words? And maybe you know, just as I said previously, some words that sound the same and come from the same word families. So the first word is an attempt. In the previous lesson, we had the same word, but it was a verb. So it could be an action or it could be it's not a thing, right? But it is a noun, an attempt. And we have the same picture here. Now, all of these arrows that are on the ground are attempts that did not succeed, and that did not succeed, right? And these are attempts, and this is a noun in this case. And an attempt is an effort to do or accomplish something. Okay, when we try to do something and to succeed in the end. So we attempt, and that would be a verb. And the action itself is an attempt. And I just spoke about the word that is related. And despite the good weather, the attempt failed. Okay, so there was a good weather and someone tried, and this try has failed. The next word is to consist, and you may see a salad on the picture, and it consists of different things. We may see salad leaves and avocado and I guess it's hummus and other things. Okay, so that is to consist. When something consists of something, it means be composed or made up of. Okay, so the salad is made of specific products, or it consists of specific products. The exhibition consists of 180 drawings. Okay, so it's made up of all these drawings. The next one is an edge, and you may see the picture of an edge. So an edge is the outside limit of an object, area, or surface. In this case, it's a rock or on a mountain. A place or part of farthest away from the center of something. Okay, so that is also an edge per se. For example, I have my phone here, and these are edges. This and this are the edges of my phone. A willow tree at the water's edge. Okay, so near the water somewhere, there is a willow tree. The next one is frequent, and on the picture you may have seen this FAQ, frequently asked questions on different international English or American or whatever English-speaking sites. Frequently asked questions that are the most common. So that is frequent, something common. When it's occurring or done on many occasions, in many cases, or in quick succession. So that is something frequent. We spoke of a word frequency in the previous lesson, which means a pace of something once a week, once a month, once a year is also some sort of frequency. And the example sentence is frequent changes in policy. So there is policy, some sort of rules, and there are frequent changes that happen very often. So that these are frequent changes. Next word is instantly. and instantly is an adverb, and adverb means that this word describes verbs. Previously, in the previous lesson, we spoke about the word instant, and instant, something that happens very fast. And there was instant ramen, and this is instantly, and it describes a verb. Instantly means without the least delay, and we already spoke about instant. They recognized him instantly. So here the word instantly describes the word recognize. Okay, so they recognized him very fast. It didn't take them even a second to recognize them instantly. The next word is nearly, and if you take a look at the picture, they're nearly touching each other. Okay, and this is also an adverb. Very close to and almost are synonyms and definitions of the word nearly. And there is another word that you're probably familiar with, is near, and that is an adjective. It is nearly time to leave. Okay, so it's almost time to leave, and here it's nearly. The next word is policy, and policy, you may see understand from the picture that two people are speaking about something, some rules, some regulations. Rules and regulations mean policy. Okay, the definition goes like this: a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or individual. Party not meaning party in my friend's house. Party meaning some side of an agreement. Okay, a side of an agreement is a party. A person or a company is a party. Okay, and yeah, so principles of actions, rules of actions means a policy. So the government has changed its transport policy. Okay, so there is some rules and regulations regarding transport, regarding buses, let's say, or trains. Okay, and the government has changed their policy, changed the rules. So this is policy. By the way, the word police also comes from this word, and police is an institution, right, that controls, that policies, that rules are fulfilled and are followed as they should be. Okay, so this is police and policy. The next word is recommend, and on the picture you may see like, and when you put like, you obviously recommend something. So that's to recommend. To recommend means to advise or to suggest. Recommendation and recommended are words related. Recommendation is a noun, and recommended is a verb in the past. Okay, I recommended my friend to watch this movie yesterday, so that's recommended. I recommend that you arrive early so that you can find parking. Okay, so that's something that I advise to my friend or to my colleague, to arrive early. I recommend. The next word is a solution. And solution means the correct answer. Regarding the word correct, I can argue a little bit about this word. Solution means some way, okay? Something that you, after some dispute, after you have a problem in discussion, you come to something, okay? To the answer. It means solution, okay? It's not necessarily correct answer. Okay, there are no easy solutions to financial problems. Now, instead of the word correct, I would use suitable. Okay, solution is a suitable answer. Okay, so there is no easy solutions to financial problems. There is no easy ways to solve it. There are no easy ways to solve it. The next word is youth, and you are basically youth. And youth is the period between childhood and adult age. You're not children anymore, but you're not adults just yet. You are youth. The related word is young, okay? And that's an adjective, describes a noun. The youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow. So those not yet adults are going to be leaders, but they're still youth. Okay, and yeah, so that is youth. On this slide, you may see the list of the words that we just went over right now. Take a look at them again. Think if you know those words, great. If you don't, please pause this video and go over these words again. Maybe look at them again. Yeah, so the words were attempt, consist, edge, frequent, instantly, nearly, policy, recommend, solution, and youth. In the end of this lesson, you will need to, you have an option to scan the QR code and go and practice these words on Quizlet. You're going to have words and their definitions. Before that, let's go ahead and practice these words with me. And in the first exercise, you need to match words to their synonyms. Synonyms are the words that have the same, similar, or alike meaning. So the words are attempt, consist, edge, frequent, instantly. And synonyms are immediately, border, repeated, undertaking, trial and error, and be formed. At your Baghoot examination or at some task that you might take, please don't do this by the order. First, do solve those words that are the easiest to you, those that you are familiar with, those that you know already, and only then go to things that are more challenging to you. Okay, so now you may pause this video and do this exercise and then check it with me. So now, attempt. Attempt based, of course, means undertaking, trial and error. Consist means be formed out of something. Edge, if you remember, we talked about edge before, and edge means a border. That's one of the meanings, right, of this word. It's one of the synonyms. Of course, there could be so many more than the ones presented here. Frequent means repeated, and instantly means immediately. So let's go ahead and look at the next batch of words, and they are nearly, policy, recommend, solution, and youth. And you need to match them to teens, strategy, key, speak well of, and closely. Okay, so nearly, of course, means closely. Policy, of course, means strategy. One of the meanings, right, is strategy. To recommend means to speak well of something. Solution means a key, and youth means teens. Hopefully this one was efficient and you succeeded in it. If you haven't, you're going to have practice in the end of this lesson as well. You may do this practice at home. The next exercise is matching between the words and antonyms. Antonyms are the words that are opposite of the meaning, that are opposites basically. Okay, it could be a little bit controversial here. The meanings are not precise, so think of the closest and the most logical answers. So the words are attempt, consist, edge, frequent, and instantly. And on the right, antonyms are eventually, few, opposition, conflict, and middle. Okay, they may not be necessarily very distinguishable antonyms. Okay, they could be close to antonyms, of these words. So take a look and match between these words. So an attempt means opposition. Okay, now the word opposition, we may meet it in a political area, in political field. A lot of times there is coalition and opposition. Coalition is the most, okay, the parties that there are more parties in coalition, and there is opposition from the word oppose. They I wouldn't say that they necessarily disagree, but they have a different perspective on government agenda, okay, on government policies and governmental decisions, okay, and that is opposition. They are still they still have power, but they do not decide, okay, at this they don't decide on major issues, okay, so that is opposition, okay. You may discover that more into depth, and that's a very interesting field. The next one is consist, and consist, the antonym, the opposite of consist is conflict, okay. Also, this one is a little bit controversial, okay. Consist means something that is formed of, okay, and things that are mixed well together, right, and they consist, they form something whole, something one. And conflict here, why it's opposite? Because things that these are things that cannot be together, they are in conflict, and this is why it's opposite of consist. Next word is edge, and the opposite of edge is middle. And here we're speaking about place, okay, and if it's a middle, it's not an edge, and that's why we can say that it's an opposite. The next is frequent, and the opposite of frequent is few, right? We talked about some pace, and if it happens often, it's frequent. If it doesn't happen often, it happens few times. Okay, the next one is instantly, and of course the opposite of it is eventually. The next batch of words is nearly, policy, recommend, solution, and youth. And opposites are elderly, argue against, problem, disorganization, and entirely. So nearly and its opposite is entirely, okay, nearly and entirely. Policy and its opposite is disorganization, okay. So if policy is a set of rules, disorganization is a sort of chaos and disorganization. To recommend, and its opposite is argue against, okay. When I don't recommend something, I may also argue against it. I'm not satisfied with something. And the next one is solution, and the opposite of solution is problem. And of course, the opposite of youth is elderly. Now you may, so we're done with practice. You may go ahead and scan this QR code, and it will take you to Quizlet, and practice these words and definitions. And hopefully that by the end of this lesson, you are able to understand these words, and while you read them, you also know how to pronounce them, to spell them. You may use them in phrases and sentences, and give synonyms and antonyms of these words. And also you can understand phrases and expressions that use these words. Thank you very much for your attention. Great job for participating. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.